Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where we're working step by step through the ABRSM Theory Grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets. You can download those in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. There's also a page with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can access information about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam, and it's full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to best make use of the time when you're actually in the exam room working through your paper on exam day. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can give me a like, that'd be really great, and subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more to come. And so now we're going to make a start on the 2017 practice paper for grade 4. So if you turn with me to page 3, and we'll have a look at the first part of this paper A. I always recommend that you write in pencil, a nice sharp pencil. If you'll notice, it says you may lose marks if you're not neat, if they can't clearly read what you're doing, what your answer is. So I always use a mechanical pencil just to keep it nice and sharp. No doubt you will need an eraser, and a ruler will also be handy. And so I always suggest that you have a go of this on your own first of all, or at least just listen to the first part of my explanation to help you work through the answer, and then press pause and have a go on your own. It's always better to learn by your mistakes. It doesn't matter if you go wrong, you'll learn more thoroughly that way, and you can always just rub it out and have another go. So then, I'm hoping you've had a little peep at this, and we'll have a look at this together. So all of these questions are going to be referring back to this melody in some way or other. And so I'm going to be shuffling up and down the page a little bit. So question 1A asks us to tick one box, that's funny, excuse me, one box for each of these terms. So con brio means with vigour or lively, and sonoro, it means resident with a rich tone. If you think about the word sonorous, that makes sense. Don't forget these Italian terms, and you will also have some French now as well, are accumulated all of grade 1, all of grade 2, all of grade 3, and now all of grade 4, and so there's no alternative but to do a good stint of revision, or several stints really, and I suggest that you group them thematically, so that will help you to remember it more clearly. By all means, even colour code it, whatever it takes to help, and just because it's multiple choice doesn't make it any easier, I don't think. In fact, at times the red herrings can kind of throw you off the scent, so just a good bit of revision's needed there. Let's press on. So we need to add the correct rest or rests. Now that's really, really important at the place marked with a star in bar 4. So before we look at that, if I just remind you that every new beat needs a new rest, and so you follow the same principle as you would if you were beaming notes together. And so you have to always make sure that you've finished off one beat before you carry on to the next. You can't just carry things over to fill in the gaps. And so let's have a look at this. So we need to know what time signature we're in. So we're in common time, which is 4/4, 4 quarter notes, 4 crotchet beats per bar. And so we need to reflect that in the bar. And so we've got half of a crotchet beat here, and so we need to finish that half off first before we can carry on and look at the rest. So I'm going to finish that off first because I know that that's missing at least. So there now is one beat. There's another beat. So we need to finish off this beat here first. So we've got one beat, 2 beats, 3 beats, and now we've got 4 beats there. So you'll notice that we've actually got 2 beats worth of rests in when we've added it all together. However, if you'd have just done that, that would be incorrect, because we need to show that that's that beat, that's that beat, and there's the beat in the middle. We can't just blank fill it. We need to show each new beat with each rest. So there, that's the answer that you're looking for. Let's press on. So now we're on to C. Describe fully the bracketed melodic interval in bar 4. So the first job is to count the steps, that's half the marks, and then we need to describe it more fully. So let's have a look in bar 4. So this again is the interval that we're after. And so we know straight away it's going to be a 1, 2, 3. So it's a third, it's a something third. So I'm just going to leave a gap and just write third. So that's half marks. We've got a mark straight away. So let's look what notes we've got here. This note here in the treble clef, we've got a D and then we've got an F. The key signature is B flats and E flat, so there's nothing to change there. So D to F is a minor third. D to F sharp would be major. F sharp is part of the major scale. F is part of the D minor scale, so it's a minor third. So that's the last little bit of that question. There we go. Next question, give the number of a bar that contains all the notes of the tonic triad of G minor. So we need to think what that is. So a tonic triad is built up of the first, the third and the fifth. If we're in G minor, the tonic is G, A, B, C, D. Of course that will be B flat, but your key signature will take care of all of that. So we're looking for a bar that has all of those notes. So let's just glance through. So we've got a D here, but that's all. We've got a B and a G, but no D, so not yet. We've got a B, that's on its own, so no good. Here we've got a D, but that's all. Here we've got a D, a B and a G, so there we go, bar 5. Didn't take too long, we haven't got to go right to the end. Let's see what this one, give the letter name of the lowest note in the melody. So we're in treble clef and we just need to scan through. So we're getting pretty low here with all of these ledger lines. And this is the lowest. So we've just got to work out what this is. So we can either count from middle C down, C, B, A, G, F sharp. Or if that's not the way you want to do it, we can count the octave up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The only way you can go wrong is if you don't count that as the first. So that takes us to F, an octave higher, so we know that it's F sharp. So F sharp, or you could just write the word like that if you wanted to. Let's look at the next bit. So rewrite bar 10 using notes of half the value, and we need to change the time signature to reflect that. So bar 10, this is the bar that we're after. At the moment we're in 4/4. We're counting 4 crotchet beats or 4 quarter notes. So what we're going to have to do here, keep the top number, we're still going to stay in quadruple time. We're going to halve it to 4 quavers, 4/8 notes. So the new time signature is going to be 4/8, and then we're just going to change everything in this bar by halving it. So this will become a dotted quaver, a dotted 8th note. So this one we'll need to add another little tail to make that into a semi-quaver, a 16th note. These will become semi-quavers as well, 16th notes, and that will become a quaver. So we're going to have to think how to beam those as well. So let's just get the note heads in. There we go. So let's look at how we're going to beam those. So that is going to be 3/4 of a crotchet beat, of a quarter note. There's the quarter, so there's one beat, and then there's the next beat, quarter, quarter, half of crotchet beats. So we'll beam those in crotchet beats. So let's beam those now. So we can join those together like that. And then we can have the stems going up or down here. The middle line and then we've got one either side, so it's a split vote, so you can take it either way that you like. I think I'll just keep them going upwards. So they will also need to become semiquavers. So that's that. Let's look over the page, see what we've got to do next. So question 2, we're going to be looking at some more melodic intervals, not in the context of a melody this time, they're just separately. So they've given us a nice clue here and said after, to remind us that a melodic interval comes one after the other, not on top. And of course we always count up from the lowest note, so it's going to be higher. So we need to write a perfect 4. So the first job is to get half of those marks and get the 4. So as long as we remember to count 1 and count space line, and so on. 1, 2, 3, 4 takes us F, G, A, B. Now then a perfect 4th, that would be a B flat, part of both the major and the minor key there. So that's that one completed. Let's do this next one. So first of all, we need a third. 1, 2, 3. So we've got a key signature of B flats, E flats, A flat. So this is an A flat, and C natural is part of A flat major, so that's already a major interval, so that can stay as it is. I always recommend that you have your keys in a list before you even start the exam. You've got all your major and minor key signatures listed. That way you've only got to think about it once instead of having to keep wrecking your brains. So let's press on. So here we need a third. 1, 2, 3. So let's just think about that in a bit more detail. This is an F sharp. Now it's quite tricky thinking what's F sharp major, F sharp minor. So let's think about F to A would be major. Let's just look at that. F to A would be major. And so the key signature makes that F sharp, which makes the interval smaller. That's a minor interval. And A is part of F sharp minor scale, so that's correct. So we've thought about that in a couple of ways, and that brings us to the same conclusion. So let's move on. We want a 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. So this is an E flat, and this is a C. C is part of E flat major, which has B flats, E flats, A flats. Regardless of what this key signature is, we just need to bear in mind how it affects this note. We always count the lowest note as the tonic to give us the intervals we need. So E flat major has C naturals in it, and so that's already part of the major scale. That's a major 6th. Let's look at this next one. So we want a 5th of some sort. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here we've got an A to an E. So at the moment that's a perfect 5th. And so in order to diminish that, we need to diminish that, which just means diminish, you make it smaller. And so here is that. You can see A to E is perfect, and then if we just add an E flat, we've made it smaller, we've diminished that interval. And that's the end of that question. We'll look at the next question in the next video. I do hope that this is helpful to you. I hope that you're enjoying it. I certainly am, and I hope it's of benefit to you. If you can give me a like, that'd be really great. And please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. I've got lots more in store. Please also visit sharonbill.com and make use of all of the resource that's available to help you there. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.